In 1885, a man received a letter from his brother in the mail that he thought to be dead. His brother had supposedly been dead for over 13 years. In this letter, his brother mentioned that he was mentally ill and would soon be coming to visit. The man, confused and unsure of what to do, decided to dig up his brother's coffin, and when he opened the coffin, there was no body inside. Only ever been one person that passed away during an NFL game. His name was Charles Hughes. Charles was born in Philadelphia on March 2nd, 1943, and passed away during a Detroit Lions game on October 24th, 1971. On the play it happened, Hughes was on a decoy route taking defenders away from the pass play to his teammate C. Sanders. What happened is while Hughes was walking back to the huddle, he suddenly fell flat on his face. An opposing player standing right next to him said he started violently convulsing on the ground right after collapsing. The player watching him frantically signaled to the medics to come to his aid. He was pronounced dead at the hospital, but more than likely died on the field. The game was played to its entirety, but in front of a stunned, silent crowd. It was later released in autopsy that Hughes was suffering from a blocked coronary artery. His artery was more than 70% blocked. He had a fatal heart attack during the game. It was released that his family had a history of heart problems. He was survived by his 1-year-old son and his wife, Sharon Leah. His wife sued the doctors for not properly diagnosing his heart condition, which may have saved his life. The lawsuit was settled on October 3rd, 1974, for an undisclosed amount of money. I had a coworker once from Thailand. Hated her job. Let's call her Sally. She didn't like her job at all, and she decided she wanted to quit and go back home to Thailand. Apparently her and the manager didn't get along too well. She missed her family a lot. She told me she couldn't wait to get home. So this is where the story gets really weird. About 2 weeks after she quit, I had a dream. I was walking down the street, the same street as the business we worked for. I was watching her walk down the street and she was crying profusely. I walked up to her, put my arm around her to comfort her. She looked at me and tears were running down her face. I asked her, "Hey, what are you doing here? I thought you went home." Through her tears she looked at me while sobbing and said, "No, I didn't go home. I got a new job." And then she walked away with tears falling on the ground. The next day while I was at work, I mentioned that I missed Sally, but that I was glad she was with her family and back home in Thailand. My coworker responded with, "What do you mean? She didn't go home to Thailand. She still lives here. She got a new job because she hated working here. She didn't leave town." Chills literally went down my spine. I had no idea she stayed. But somehow, in my dream, I did. I couldn't believe it. In my dream, she was still here. And when we spoke last, she told me she wasn't. Why would I even dream of this person? How did some part of my mind know the truth? I hadn't heard this from anybody at all, and none of my coworkers talked about it. I still to this day don't understand what that dream meant or where it even came from. But one thing I do know is that it was an oddly amazing coincidence and something I'll certainly never forget.